speak now to Nabil Shaath, who is the Palestinian chief negotiator, and he joins me now from Ramallah. Thanks so much for joining us on the News Hour here on TRT World. Today, Israel's foreign minister said a move towards the proposed annexation of the occupied West Bank land was unlikely. Does this surprise you, and do we know why?
Nothing surprises me anymore. I think the Israelis are intent on occupying and stealing the country, the land of the country that they occupied in 1967, despite the peace process which creates a two-state solution, despite international law, despite everything. But now they don't see they have clear American support, and definitely they have objections from Europe, from the Arab countries, the Muslim countries, from Russia, from China, and that's what makes them hesitant at this time. There are several points of view. Some of them are saying, let's only annex an Israeli settlement now, and then we create something else in the future. Some of them are saying, let's delay this until a better time. And we have to stand clearly against any annexation. And we have to use really our resistance from our people and support from the international community against their robbery of annexation.
And you mentioned the fact that they don't see a clear US support, which could be one of the reasons. Do you think Donald Trump has changed his support for Netanyahu on this annexation plan?
Yes, I mean, at least there are 149 members of Congress that have rejected this idea and opposed it. And the meetings that were held by Mr. Trump himself in the White House did not come out with a clear resolution. And that's why they don't feel encouraged at this stage of the game. But that's only they are only playing on time. I mean, we need to have an international position that is against annexation, against colonial settlements, and against any attempt by the Israelis to continue their occupation of the West Bank. And I think that is what is required to stop the attempt of annexation by the Israelis, not only temporarily, but for good.
And that international position that you want, we didn't really see anything change when the embassy was moved to Jerusalem. Do you really see that strong international position coming, and any change this time round?
Well, I can see a European position. I can see independent European countries and the European Union itself are in opposition of that robbery called the annexation. And I can see within the United States also there are many people who are against that annexation. I mean, you start today with annexing colonial settlements, and then you annex the River Jordan Valley, and then you annex Area C of the West Bank. And that is really the sequential policy that the Israelis had attempted to take away our land and to end any chance for an independent Palestinian state and to destroy the peace process. And we are standing against it. And we have support in Europe, in Russia, in China, in the Arab world, and in parts of America.
And how strong is that support from a very fractured Arab world? Who are your Arab friends right now?
All the Arabs are our friends. The difference between them is some of them are not really willing to openly stand against Mr. Trump and his support of Mr. Netanyahu. But there is not one Arab country that have come to us and asked us to accept the annexation. There is not one Arab country who really hesitated in making it clear where their position is. What is required now is for these Arab countries to utilize their influence in putting pressure on the Israelis and on Mr. Trump in Europe and in many other places, and also in supporting us as the financial squeeze that the Israelis have put on us is making it quite difficult for our people.
Very quickly, even some of those Arab countries were there negotiating Trump's peace plan?
None of them really have the right to negotiate for us, and all we want from them is their support of what they have committed themselves for, which is a peace process based on a two-state solution, which means that the Israelis have to pull out their settlements and to end their occupation of the West Bank and East Jerusalem. That's the position we would like to see our Arab countries support us and continue clearly to support us on. Because that is what's going to destroy the attempt by the Israelis to steal what remained of our country.
Nabil Shaath, thank you so much for your time here today on TRT World. The Palestinian chief negotiator, Nabil Shaath, thank you.